So on this video, we're going to cover what is a personal brand, a huge common mistake that coaches make with a personal brand, and how to think about personal branding differently in a way that can make marketing easier, more accessible, or even if you have an aversion to marketing, this will be a good hack for you. I'm here with Ramunė, one of our team members, who we snatched from the corporate world of branding, and she was literally the first person that got to see a product and then figure out how to brand it. So I'm really excited to find out how that applies to coaching. Can you say more about what is a personal brand? What does that even mean?
So first of all, a brand is defined by the impression of the audience. So it's really hard to just give a definition because it's a collection of associations and impressions and vibes that come across.
What's a big mistake that people make with their personal brand?
They think that it's up to them to define how they're going to be perceived.
Oh, that's juicy. Yeah, so I get that we all have the way that we think that people see us, and sometimes it's probably not accurate, right?
Sometimes you want to be one thing, but you just don't see yourself from the outside. And if you really try to be someone that you're not, it's going to be harder because people are going to feel incongruence. And what a brand is basically a collection of perceptions about you. So it's not like I'm going to use this color and this font and this word, and that's my brand. It doesn't work like that because the key component in that is an audience and the way they receive you and the impression they form about you in their head.
I love this especially for coaches because what I'm getting about personal brand is to really understand it, you have to be a good listener. And we think about listening all the time as coaches, but we don't often think about it in terms of getting feedback on our brand. So it's like when clients are talking to us and giving testimonials, what do they say it feels like to work with you? How do they describe you to other people? Because sounds like we'll give you really good information about your personal brand.
I know that a lot of coaches don't really like marketing, but I know that what we like is self-awareness. So what if instead of, doing all the marketing and branding stuff, you went into the world and unearthed? Mm-hmm. How do people perceive you already?
Well, it's funny because I have a story about this. So I have a client who completely changed his personal brand because he thought he was nerdy intellectual. And he went to this workshop where everyone there first offered reflections about how they saw you. It's one of the first things they did after people walked in. And he received reflections that they all saw him as attractive and successful. And so he modified his personal brand to reflect how other people saw him. And it was part of what had him blow up, what had him step into his next level of success. It was a pretty cool transformation.
What I like about this story is that people reflected to him how he naturally comes across. And it's so much easier to brand yourself in accordance to who you are and just just amplify yourself, and then it's less work for you. You're just you in the world, but you're intentionally choosing the part of yourself that is most in alignment with your offering and the way you want to serve. And then there's congruence. And people can recognize you faster.
Ramunė, let's have you share a few of the top takeaways from this conversation. What do you see as the important points for people to remember?
First, your brand is not totally up to you because it's about the perception. And that flows into second. You need to be in touch with reality and with other people, which I'm guessing if you're a coach, you like that. So you can lean into that to gather information about who you are and your essence. And then 3, you can amplify it